right, happy Saturday night, everybody. We are live on Ken 5, talking all things weather. We're tracking a cold front. We have a lot of things to get down to. Matter of fact, some of our models have updated, and we now have a chance for some rain and some wintry mix, maybe some sleet and some freezing rain next week, specifically on Thursday. That would be January 8th or 9th, I believe. That'd be January 9th. So, yeah, a lot of updates from today, and we'll get to that in just a second. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, guys. We're talking all things weather here on Kent's 5 for the next 20 to 30 minutes. Join the conversation. Today's numbers, as you can see right here, it was a warm day. It didn't feel like winter. In the morning it did, maybe a little bit, but considering those numbers, those are not very winter-like. 61 in the morning low, 73 the daytime high, and we should be stopping at 63. We hit 73. We were supposed to be at 63, and our morning low is supposed to be in the lower 40s. So we were warmer than average, all thanks to humidity, increasing moisture at the surface. We had a south wind in place today, and that helped usher in a little bit more moisture in our atmosphere this afternoon, which is why we hit the 70s and some spots even 80s south of Highway 90. Right now, we're cooling down, but slowly with more humidity in the air. We're not going to see a huge fluctuation in temperatures overnight. We're at 63 at Kerrville, 61 at Rock Springs, 65 at Del Rio. The overnight forecast, we say cloudy. Tomorrow morning, we will see fog. It won't be as bad as this morning, but we will see in some areas between here, Bandera, Kerrville, from Hondo to I-35, some areas that see visibility down to about a quarter mile, maybe less than that. After about 10 a.m., I think we're mostly clear. The clouds will eventually move out, and tomorrow will be a beautiful day. Very warm, 77 we're forecasting high for San Antonio tomorrow, but look what happens. Arctic cold moves in by about 5 and 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. So we'll hit our daytime high at about 4, maybe 3 o'clock, 77. It'll be partly cloudy, if not sunny skies tomorrow afternoon. Beautiful day, warm day, but cold front moves in 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. You'll feel it. You know, it's one of those fronts that you'll feel the initial burst of cold air. Also, the winds will be moving between 15, 25 miles an hour. So it'll be a windy night tomorrow night. This time tomorrow night, it's going to be a lot different because temperatures are going to fall off just like that. We'll go from 77 to about 52 in about 6 hours. So it's a huge temperature swing in less than 12 hours. So, and then by tomorrow night, midnight, 43, 38 by 3 a.m., and then probably near freezing Monday morning. That's a big takeaway because if the kids are back to school, if you're back to work on Monday, if you're going to anywhere, if you're traveling across the state Monday, or just doing anything, if you're back to your routine, I should say, it will be very, very cold. Now, add in those winds moving around 20 to 30 miles an hour. Wind chills will be in the 20s. So that's the big takeaway. It is going to be so cold Monday morning. 32 for an air temperature, and then 20s and maybe even down to the lower 20s for the hill country. So this is the San Antonio temperature timeline. If you're watching from Kerrville, Fredericksburg, Comfort, Rock Springs, reduce a few of these down to about the 20s. I would say by Monday morning, you're probably down to the mid-20s for the hill country, Fredericksburg. Just take off a few degrees if you're watching from the hill country, but these are San Antonio forecast temperatures. Here are temperatures across the nation. So Texas, obviously very mild. But you look farther north, right, you can see, whoa, negative 27 at Yellowknife, negative 21 at Collins Bay, same thing at Churchill, negative 20 below zero, 24 near Banff, and 1 degree in Calgary, Canada. So this is where the core, the bulk of the Canadian Arctic polar air is moving through. Now, while it will modify as it moves across the U.S., we're not going to see anything like that here. But as it moves farther south, it'll adjust, right? It'll collide with, warmer air. The lower latitudes don't really support that kind of Arctic air, but it will still be cold. This cold front, if you're just joining us, moves in tomorrow evening around 5 and 6 p.m. Let me show you what that looks like. We'll have to adjust this a little bit more. But here is the forecast. Tomorrow morning, a few clouds, some morning fog. After about mid-morning, skies clear. We'll see a sunny day, highs in the upper 70s. It's going to be a warm afternoon. And then here comes the cold front. Moves through around 5 o'clock, and then it'll drop temperatures fast. So you can see by about 7 a.m. Monday morning, right there, we're at 32, 28 at Bernie, 27 at Kerrville, 25 at Rock Springs, and 25 in Fredericksburg Monday morning. So this is the future cast going ahead about 36 hours. and I mentioned this before, add in the winds moving around 20 to 30 miles an hour Monday morning. These lower 30s, upper 20s will feel like the lower 20s Monday morning because of the wind chill factor. It is going to be very, very cold Monday morning. So, do want to mention this for anyone that lives in the hill country or even northwest Bexar County to Bernie maybe. Anywhere in this highlighted area, we're expecting a freeze Monday morning. So from Sunday night into early Monday, this highlighted area, we'll see temperatures below 32, specifically for about 8 to 9 hours. This is important because for vegetation, for plants, you're going to want to bring those indoors if you haven't already. If you can't bring in your plants and it's just in the front yard, in the backyard, find a tarp. Do that tonight or tomorrow. A good tarp made of good fabric so it can insulate, keep the heat in that is retained at the surface. Those kind of tarps and that way of planning will help you preserve and keep those plants safe. If you can't bring them inside, of course. A lot of folks have plants in pots and things like that, and they usually bring them inside. But if you can't, find a tarp and cover your plants by tomorrow evening because Monday morning, temperatures are going to fall to 32 in San Antonio. But in this highlighted area, they'll be sub-freezing for about 8 to 9 hours. So something to keep in mind. Now here is something to watch very closely. An upper level system will drop in from the north and swing in from the west, and watch what happens. Now, I do want to mention that this is one forecast model. Phil, almost as cold as the Steelers offense tonight. Okay, Phil, yeah. I've been watching it. I've been watching it right over there. They're doing good? Yeah. As cold as the Steelers offense tonight. Good evening, Liz. Thanks for the ahead of notice. I get back to work on Monday morning. Yeah, absolutely, Liz. So it is going to be bitter cold Monday morning. We're talking 30s and 20s in the hill country and then around San Antonio. Okay, I do want to mention this. This is one forecast model. This model particularly says snow in Dallas and in West Texas, San Antonio, probably just rain moving through. Thursday, it's going to be a wet day. It's going to be a cold day. Temperatures will remain in the lower 40s and upper 30s all day Thursday. It's going to be very, very cold. Now, it's very important to watch this because one model says not as intensely as this one. It says a few snow flurries in Dallas and North Texas, but the main takeaway is anywhere from, I would say, Waco to Dallas, up the I-35 corridor, and then out to Lubbock, and maybe as far south as San Angelo, there will be snow between Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday. In San Antonio, no, we're not going to see that. We may see a few areas of sleet and some freezing rain. And remember, freezing rain, that's rain that falls and freezes on contact. That's bad for elevated surfaces, bridges, travel. For cars, that means icy cars when you wake up Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. On top of that, we talked about elevated surfaces, down power lines, fallen tree limbs. Anytime we forecast not just rain, but cold temperatures and then freezing rain or sleet, that could most certainly lead to some problems out there. So we are watching that very closely. April, I can't answer that. Come on now. Come on now. But yeah, so anywhere east of I-35 is where the rain moves out. By about Friday morning, Friday afternoon, and then by Saturday, this upcoming weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, sky's clear, and we are looking at sunny and nice conditions by this time next weekend. So between Wednesday night and about Friday morning is the best opportunity at seeing some wintry weather. This is kind of what it looks like as of tonight. Things could change. Obviously, weather will change, forecasts will change. Some of these boundaries might shift a little bit farther north or south in the coming days as we get better data in. But we'll have to watch that very, very closely. So anywhere in that pink area, that's where freezing rain, a wintry mix of sleet will be possible, which you can see does include parts of the hill country, Fredericksburg, Kerrville maybe. Likely the only part in our area in the San Antonio region that may see some wintry mix. And then anywhere north, right, into Dallas, that's where they're expecting some snowfall, January 8th and 9th. I do just want to mention, if you're traveling anywhere Thursday, if you can, avoid the I-35 area because that is going to be a wet, slippery, slick area between here and Dallas. That's going to be a very difficult drive, a very difficult commute. Angela, I hope the electricity stays on. Yeah, me too. And we don't want 2021 to happen again, that's for sure. Happy New Year, Ryan. Have a blessed evening. Thank you so much, Liz. You too as well. But yeah, that's what's to come on Thursday and Friday next week. So January 8th and 9th, we're tracking a cold front. And then behind this cold front, which moves in by tomorrow night, some precip moving in on the backside. And that's going to be Wednesday night and Thursday and Friday of next week. Here's the 14-day forecast, guys. So we have alerts set for just those days where we see some rain and some sub-freezing temperatures in the overnights. Most nights up ahead will have 32 or below for San Antonio. And then if you're watching from the hill country, likely 20s. Daytime highs, look at that, 40s. 49 Tuesday, 44 Wednesday, 42 Thursday, and 49 Friday. So best chance at rain will be Thursday, 60%. And again, if you're traveling farther north, that could mean wintry mix, freezing rain, and even some snow closer to Dallas and Fort Worth. April. So after the cold front, it'll be 76. Not exactly, not immediately. A lot of times that can happen in wintertime where San Antonio will recover fast and temperatures will rebound. But I think we stay actually pretty chilly and cool. Next Saturday, 54, 57 Sunday, next weekend. So I think today and tomorrow, we'll see. Obviously, we were in the 70s today. We'll be near 80 tomorrow. That'll be the last time we're in that category for a while because I think going on, we're getting into the coldest time of year. And I think progressively and consistently we'll stay in the 50s and 60s overall. But this upcoming week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, our highs will be in the 40s. And, 50 still in the afternoon is pretty chilly. So that's not bad at all. And then mornings stay pretty cold in the 30s and 40s as well. So next 7 to 10 days, chilly. I would say pretty cold. Thursday, cold and wet. Stay inside if you can. If you have to drive out, be careful. Drive safe. Thursday will be wet and 42. It is going to be extremely cold on Thursday. And again, just to reiterate, if you're traveling farther north into Dallas or into Austin or into Waco or into West Texas, that's where between Wednesday night and Thursday night, wintry weather will move in, sleet, freezing rain, and snowfall, especially into Dallas. Here in San Antonio, it's just good old rain, good old-fashioned rain on Thursday. So Wednesday is going to be a difficult day driving-wise. So be careful after that as well. Should we see another cold front like this? Probably. It's the coldest time of year. Mid-January is statistically the coldest time of year where average highs and average lows bottom out. So. And remember, back in 2021, we saw a winter storm. That was in early February in 2021. So between now and mid-February, all bets are off. We can see strong cold front after strong cold front after strong cold front. And based on the model guidance, it looks like at least to the end of this month into early February, that's going to be the case. We'll see cold front after cold front, and that should reinforce very cold afternoons. I would say cool afternoons, but this upcoming week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, those are cold afternoons. But after this week into next, January 12th, January 13th, highs in the 50s. That's chilly compared to average. So I think progressively through January and early February, we'll continue to see cold front after cold front. That is for sure. It's just what happens this time of year. Happy New Year, Diane. Absolutely. Happy New Year to you as well. That is the 14-day, guys. Download the KENS 5 app for more details, updates, notifications, push alerts. We have it all on the KENS 5 app. Our local Mets here at KENS 5 will continuously update the forecast, especially with the ever-changing, ongoing winter weather moving through next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday going to be a little tricky. We'll have to watch the models and watch the forecast very slowly in the next couple of weeks. April, loving the cold. That means you can't work. You can't work when it's cold. What's going on? Happy New Year, Guadalupe. Thank you so much. When will the summer come back? Well, I would say springtime, right? March, April, May is when it starts to gradually warm up. And then June and July is when it starts to crank up into like the upper 90s and lower 100s. But enjoy this time of year because we don't see cold weather very often. And I know a lot of us don't like it, but a lot of us do like it. And this upcoming week, 40s in the highs in the daytime afternoons, afternoon highs, and then 30s and 20s for lows. So prepare for some cold. Winter is coming. 42 on Thursday with a lot of rain expected. Some models paint out about 1 to 2 inches of rain in San Antonio. That's a lot of rain. But again, if you're just joining us, Dallas and Fort Worth, North Texas, out to Lubbock, Oklahoma, they're all bracing for some snowfall later next week. So that'd be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for Dallas. But if you're here in San Antonio, the only chance we're seeing at some wintry weather is probably some sleet and some freezing rain. That would most likely happen on Thursday. We'll watch that very closely and keep tabs on it and keep you posted here on Ken's 5. Diane, yeah, again, you're welcome. Have a wonderful Saturday night, guys. Be careful. Download the Ken's 5 app. We have notifications, push alerts on all the winter weather that's heading our way. So download it today. It is free. We love free. In the App Store, it's the Ken's 5 app, because weather is on the way. Active weather is on the way, I should say, and colder weather with highs in the 40s and lows in the 20s and 30s by next week. With some pretty good rain on Thursday, January 9th. Be safe, guys. Have a great Saturday night, and we'll see you on Ken's 5 News at 10 in about 30 minutes. Tune in for another update on weather and sports and local news. But that's it for weather. Have a great Saturday night, guys, and be safe out there.